Hello dear friends, I am Avdesh Pratap Patel and I welcome to all of you in another video on the history of Chhattisgarh. Today in this video we are going to talk about Pandu dynasty. We will continue since Mahashivagupta Balarjuna where we stopped in our previous video. So let's start without any delay. So as far as Mahashivagupta Balarjuna is concerned, he is not only a very famous king from the Pandu dynasty, he is also one of the most famous kings in the entire history of Chhattisgarh. So as far as his name Mahashivagupta Balarjuna is concerned, he adopted or assumed the title of Maha following his illustrious ancestor Mahashiva Tivardev, and he adopted Gupta as it had become the norm after Chandragupta and Harshgupta. He was known as Balarjuna because he was very proficient in archery when he was a young person, when he was a kid. So this is the mystery behind his name. He adopted Maha following Mahashiva Tivardev. He adopted Gupta following Chandragupta and Harshgupta, and he was called Balarjuna, means the kid Arjun, okay, or the boy Arjun, because he was very proficient in archery when he was a kid. So that's the mystery behind his name. Now, as far as the speciality of this king is concerned, one of the many specialities include that he has issued the maximum number of copper plates, 27 of which have been recovered from Sirpur. So these are some of the important information regarding Mahashivagupta Balarjuna on this slide. So have a screenshot of this. Okay, now let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so as I have already mentioned that 27 copper plates of Mahashivagupta Balarjuna have been recovered from Sirpur. These copper plates were extensively studied by Vishnu Singh Thakur and Ramendranath Mishra. So these are the important information regarding the copper plates issued by Mahashivagupta Balarjuna. Okay, so he became a king at a very young age, but he did not issue any coin. How can we say that? Because no coin bearing his name has been recovered so far. So according to historians, although he became king at a very young age, he did not issue any coin, or any coins issued by him has not been recovered so far. So that is another crucial information. Apart from that, his kingdom, it was very vast. It not only included some parts of Chhattisgarh, it also included some parts of Odisha, especially the Sambalpur and Kalahandi districts. So as far as the kingdom of Mahashivagupta Balarjuna is concerned, it was vast enough. It included regions from Chhattisgarh and it also included some regions from Odisha, which are identified as Sambalpur district and Kalahandi districts today. Now, as far as his historical importance is concerned, okay, we all know about Harshvardhana of Pushyabhuti dynasty, and we also know about Pulkesin II from the imperial Chalukyas. So both of these were the ambitious rulers. Harsha from Pushyabhuti dynasty had a well-established kingdom in the northern India. At the same time, the Pulkesin II from Chalukyas dominated the Deccan. So actually, when Harsha was advancing towards south, he was checked and prevented from doing so by Pulkesin II, and both of them fought nearby Narmada. And in this way, Pulkesin II halted Harsha's advances towards south. In this battle, Mahashivagupta Balarjuna sided with Harsha, and in this way, along with Harsha, he was also defeated. As a result, he had to accept the suzerainty of Pulkesin II. But somehow, by making many agreements, he maintained his kingdom intact. So he managed to keep his kingdom intact from the atrocities of Pulkeshi II by making agreements and treaties with him. So this is the historical importance of Mahashiva Gupta Balarjuna. And not only this, there are other facts which are very, very important. For example, historians say that no coins relating to Mahashiva Gupta Balarjuna have been recovered, but there are some coins who indicate that they had been issued during his rule. And what is the speciality of these coins? Well, these coins bear the emblem of bull and trident. Okay, and in this way conveying the information that Mahashiva Gupta Balarjuna was a staunch Shaivite. So this is the information contained in this slide. So let's have a screenshot of this as well. Well, now let's move ahead. Okay. Now, during his reign, Sirpur was not only a center of Vaishnavism and Shaivism, but it also flourished and emerged as a center of Buddhism. His maternal uncle, Bhaskar Varma, was a resident Buddhist at Sirpur. So, this is one evidence which shows that his reign was a reign of tolerance. His rule was a rule of religious tolerance. Okay, so as far as Balarjuna is concerned, okay, he also patronized Ishan. Ishan was a great scholar, and he has composed the eulogy or the Prashasti of Lakshman temple. So Lakshman temple is a Vishnu temple which was constructed by Mahashiva Gupta Balarjuna and his mother Vasata Devi. So on this temple, a eulogy or prashasti has been carved, and this has been done by this person or this scholar known as Ishan. Now, a very important historical event which occurred during the reign of Mahashiva Gupta Balarjuna is the advent of Xuanzang, who is also known as Wensang in Hindi medium books. He was a Chinese traveler, and it is believed that he traveled through Chhattisgarh between 630 to 644 AD. And he has described his travelogue in his book known as ZUG. Now, this big book ZUG has been mentioned as CUK in Hindi medium books. And in this book, he has described or mentioned South Kosala or Kosala as Q Salo. So when Song came to Chhattisgarh, he traveled through Chhattisgarh during the reign of Mahashiva Gupta Balarjuna. The time period was somewhere between 630 to 644 AD. Okay, people say that it was 639 AD to be precise, but we don't know. Okay, it was somewhere between 630 and 644 AD. And his entire travelogue has been described in his book ZUZ. In Hindi medium books, it has been mentioned and described as CUK, and in this book, he has mentioned Kosala as Q Salo. Okay, so kindly have a screenshot of this page as well. Now, let's move ahead. Okay. Now, as far as his reign is concerned, his rule is concerned, it is considered to be the golden era of Pandu dynasty. And if we talk about the extension of his kingdom, it included the entire Durg, Balod, apart from that, Baloda Bazar, Garyaban, Bemetara, okay, Raipur, some parts of Mungeri, and Bilaspur districts of today in Chhattisgarh. So in Chhattisgarh, his reign or his rule included, all the 3 districts which are related with Durg. Okay, earlier they were the part of Durg, but now they have been divided or dissected in 3 districts. So Bemetra, Balod, Durg, similarly Baloda Bazar, Raipur, Garyaban, and some parts of Bilaspur and Mungeri, and Mahasamund as well, where Sirpur is located. Apart from this, his reign, his rule also included some parts of Odisha, as we already have mentioned, and those parts are Sambalpur and Kalahandi districts. Now, as far as succession is concerned, okay, Mahashivagupta Balarjuna was succeeded by his younger brother Rana Keshri and his son Shivanandi. So Rana Kesari was the younger brother of Mahashivagupta Balarjuna and Shivanandi was his son. So that's all about Mahashivagupta Balarjuna, the most famous king of the Pandu dynasty. So I have a screenshot of this page as well. Okay, now let's move on. Let's talk about destruction of Pandu dynasty. So as far as destruction or decline of Pandu dynasty is concerned, it succumbed to the invasive efforts of Chalukyas, the imperial Chalukyas of Badami, and at the same time, okay, the invasions of Nalanak dynasty. So the invasive efforts of Nalanak dynasty and imperial Chalukyas destroyed the reign of Pandu dynasty, and in this way the Pandu dynasty declined. So kindly have a screenshot of this page as well. Well, let's move on. Okay, now we will talk about Pandu era architecture. Okay, so as far as architecture is concerned in historical sense, okay, it is corroborated by excavations. So various excavations took place in relation to Pandu dynasty. So the important excavation in this field were initiated by Bodhisattva Nagarjuna Memorial and Research Center, Nagpur, and also under the guidance of the former Director General of Archaeological Survey of India, Jagpati Joshi. The excavation were carried out in the period between 1994, 2004, 2004 and 2005, and 2010 and 2011. Okay, later on, under the guidance of archaeologist Arun Kumar Sharma and under the guidance and under the aegis of Cultural and Archaeological Department of Chhattisgarh, further excavations took place. So in these excavations, 22 Shiva temples have been recovered, 4 Vishnu temples have been recovered, 10 Buddhist viharas have been recovered, and 3 Jaina viharas have been recovered. Apart from that, okay, the residence of Prime Minister and some marketplaces have also been recovered. So in these findings, okay, we will see what were the important structures. So before going to the next page, let's have a screenshot of this one as well. Okay, now let's move on. So as far as excavations are concerned, I have told you that what were the major findings. Among them, okay, the individual and special findings were as follows. So Tivardev Buddhist Vihara, Padmapani Buddhist Vihara, Bhikshuni Vihara, Jain Vihara, Lakshman Temple, okay, Ram Temple, Surangatila Temple, okay, Tridev Temple, and Baleshwar Mahadev Temple. So these were the special findings which recovered from many excavations, and all of these are related to Pandu dynasty. A very impressive finding, by the way. Now let's move on. Okay, now let's talk about Lakshman Temple, the most famous temple of Pandu dynasty, or the temple which is most talked about, and it is related with Pandu dynasty. So as far as Lakshman Temple is concerned, its construction was actually initiated by Vasata Devi in the memory of her late husband Harsh Gupta, and later on Mahashivagupta Balarjuna got it completed. Okay, although its name is Lakshman Temple or Lakshman Mandir, it's a temple of Vishnu. So the chief deity of this temple is Vishnu, and it's a fine example of later Gupta architecture. Well, at this juncture, okay, I must clarify that in our book, okay, A Comprehensive History of Chhattisgarh, there's a slight printing mistake. The printing in that book, actually, it has been written that Lakshman Temple was built in the memory of Mahashivagupta Balarjuna. So please do rectify it. Actually, the temple was built in the memory of late husband of Vasata Devi, Harsh Gupta, and it was later on got completed by Mahashiva Gupta Valarjuna. So sorry for this printing error. Okay, so please do rectify that Lakshman temple was built by Vasata Devi and Mahashiva Gupta Valarjuna in the memory of Harsh Gupta. And it's a very fine example of later Gupta architecture. It's a dedicated Vishnu temple. Okay, so I have a screenshot of this page as well. Now let's move on. Now let's talk about Pandu era seals and coins. Okay, so as far as Pandu kings are concerned, okay, they were all staunch Vaishnavites except Mahashiva Gupta Valarjuna. So as far as the coins issued by the earlier rulers of Pandu dynasty are concerned and their inscriptions are concerned, they usually carry the inscription of Gajalakshmi. Okay, so Gajalakshmi is the usual inscription which is seen on their copper plates and their coins. But the coins and copper plates issued during the era of Mahashiva Gupta Valarjuna, or the coins which have been recovered, related to that era, those coins bear the emblems and motifs of bull, trident, and the word Kesari. Maybe they were not issued by Mahashiva Gupta Valarjuna, but by his younger brother Ranakesari, who knows. But actually, no coin bearing the name of Mahashiva Gupta Valarjuna has been recovered, and whatever coins related with that age, that period, okay, the same period in which Mahashiva Gupta Valarjuna ruled, okay, so in that belonging to that very period, whatever coins have been recovered, okay, those coins carry the motifs of bull, trident, and kesari. So have a screenshot of this page as well. Okay, now let's talk about Pandu era religion. Okay, so as I already have mentioned that all the Pandu kings, or almost all, majority of the Pandu kings, they were Vaishnavites by religion. Okay, they were the devotees of Vishnu, except Mahashiva Gupta Valarjuna, who was a staunch Shaivite. He was a staunch devotee, a dedicated person to Shiva. So most of the Pandu rulers were the devotee of Vishnu, they were the Vaishnavites. But Mahashiva Gupta Valarjuna, he was a devotee of Shiva and he was a staunch Shaivite. Okay. So another thing which corroborates this information is that the titles assumed by the earlier rulers was Param Bhagavata. This title of Param Bhagavata again indicates that those people were the Vaishnavites. But the title which was assumed by Mahashiva Gupta Valarjuna, it was Parameshwara. Now, Parameshwar is another name for Shiva. So in this way, we can say that most of the Pandu kings were Vaishnavites, but Mahashiva Gupta Valarjuna was a Shaivite by religion. So despite of being Vaishnavites and Shaivite, okay, they also extended their support to Buddhism. Okay, so Buddhism was a kind of heterodox sect. So not only they patronized Vaishnavism and Shaivism, they also patronized Buddhism, and as a result, Sirpur emerged as a flourishing center of Buddhism. Not only Buddhism, they also provided their patronage to Jainism, although not many significant Jaina structures have been recovered from Sirpur, but okay, their religion was a kind of tolerant religion. They patronized all the religions, they were hostile to none. This shows that the rule of the Pandu kings was an era of religious tolerance. So kindly have the screenshot of this page as well. Okay, now let's talk about the administrative divisions. So as far as administrative divisions of Pandu dynasty is concerned, okay, mainly three administrative divisions, or the names of three administrative divisions, have been recovered. Though these three are Dakshina Rashtra, Akasha Rashtra, and Chend Parang Vishya. Let's talk about Dakshina Rashtra. Okay, so it was located in the Mekla region. Okay, and it has been mentioned in Mallar copper plate issued by Surbal. So as far as the name of Dakshina Rashtra is concerned, it was an administrative unit during the Pandu era or under the Pandu kings, and it has been mentioned in Mallar copper plate issued by Pandu king Surbal. Okay, now according to the copper plate, there was a donated place called Sangam, and this Sangam was located in Dakshina Rashtra. Okay, so have a screenshot of this page as well. Let's move on to the next. Okay, so we have already discussed that Dakshina Rashtra was a region and administrative unit surrounding Mekla region, or the southern part of Mekla region, and it included a place called Sangam. Now this village Sangam has today been identified as Talagaon, which is located nearby Bilaspur. And why it was called Sangam? Because it has been located at the confluence of two rivers, Maniari and Shivnath. So in Dakshina Rashtra, there was a place called Sangam which was donated to some person, and this Sangam has been identified as Talagaon, which has been located at the confluence of Shivnath and Maniari river. Because it has been located at that very place, it was called Sangam. As far as the extension of Dakshina Rashtra is concerned, it included some part of Mekla region, that means the Mekal range. Apart from that, it also includes some part of Mungeli and Bilaspur districts. The next one is Akasha Rashtra. Okay, well, this Akasha Rashtra was located inside Chendaparang Vishya. Okay, and it talks about a place. The place or the village is called, or it was called, Sala Gramaka Mantmarka. So Sala Gramaka Mantmarka. Sala Gramaka Mantmarka was a village which was located inside the ambit of Akasha Rashtra, and this Sala Gramaka Mantmarka was located inside another bigger village, Gula Gramaka. Okay, none of these places have been identified so far. Okay, the next one is the Chendaparang Vishya. Chendaparang Vishya is the only Vishya recovered, okay, belonging to the Pandu dynasty or Pandu kingdom. So in this way, we can say that Rashtra was the name of large and small units, both. Okay, Dakshina Rashtra was an independent Rashtra, whereas Akasha Rashtra was a subdivision of Chendaparang Vishya. So that's all about Pandu dynasty and its rulers. So in the next video, we will continue with the remaining dynasties who ruled over Chhattisgarh. So kindly do subscribe the channel and like the video. Thank you.